welcome to Bitstorm, a comedy game design podcast by two guys who know nothing about comedy nor game design. I'm Ben Slinger, and with me, as always, is Trevor Scott.
Hello.
Hello. See, I've got the first bit down, but like we've done it so many times that it just rolls off the tongue. Still haven't figured out the best way to do next.
Go into the next part, yeah.
Yeah. What are we going to do, Trev?
It's your edit, so your choice.
It's my edit, so my choice. All right, fuck it, we haven't done it in a while. Let's do what3words.com.
What 3 Words is a website that has split up the entire planet into 3-meter chunks. If we use our random what 3 word generator, we grab some random words from a random place on the planet.
Yeah. The place doesn't matter. It's just a way to get words.
Exactly.
But it gives us some slightly different... You know, it just tweaks the RNG a little bit, you know?
So, Ben, what 3 words?
Khaki, dolt, eyesore.
Ooh. Khaki and eyesore. It sort of... It says to me that, like, it's a really...
Some sort of fashion...
I mean, it's fashion camo. Like...
Well, because khaki is... Okay, so the khaki is just the colour.
Yeah.
Yeah, or the... It's also technically the fabric.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Which is like a canvasy sort of...
Yeah, sort of.
Sort of a rugged...
Yeah, but it's also used in like... I mean, because people talk about like, oh, I put my khakis on, and it's like... In America they do.
Yeah.
But it's like just pants in that material, I guess, or like short. You can have khaki shorts and stuff.
Yeah, but it's not like... your typical dress pants or your jeans.
No, it's more casual.
Yeah.
So is this a dolt in terrible khakis? The problem is that for Australia, it sounds like we're saying car keys for your car.
I like the idea of fashion camo because I think of khakis and I think of like camouflage.
Okay, so is this somebody trying to camouflage themselves with their clothes, like in just a city setting?
Yeah.
He's not doing it well. That's why he's a dolt.
And that's why it's an eyesore.
Or maybe it's just that the game makes your eyes sore because it's actually like a hidden object. Where's Wally sort of thing. Okay.
So it's a competitive game. Like multiple players, you get beamed in. You have one person who is the finder and everyone else is a hider, and they've got to find out, okay, I'm wearing this, so therefore if I don't find the place where I can actually be hidden and be right up against the wall, therefore I'm basically an eyesore and I'm going to be they're going to be able to see me very easily. And the whole idea is...
Okay, hang on. I've got a variation on this. I like the multiplayer.
Yep.
But when I said, where's Wally, it kind of inspired me a bit. What if this was a multiplayer thing, like you said? Mm-hmm. You've got maybe like 4 to 8 people or something. They all get dropped into this scene that's just being viewed from a single camera. Mm-hmm. And it's full of people and things happening, like a Where's Wally scene.
Yep.
But you've got like, I don't know, 5 seconds each person to like rotate through outfits and looks, and then like actions maybe that after that 5 seconds is up, it's fixed. Like you're in this outfit and you're playing this animation, basically like this particular action, and then everyone else has to, as quickly as they can, figure out who the other people are because they don't fit into the scene. So it's like a moving Where's Wally thing where you are trying to hide as well as you can to blend in to this thing.
So only one person is hiding and everyone else is seeking?
I think everyone is hiding and then everyone is finding, and you're trying to find the other people. But like, it's sort of like one of those things where it's like, you're going to have those 5 seconds of, first you're just going to be trying to figure out who am I in this scene. And so you can maybe move around a bit. You can maybe like, that if I, like flick through the colors or whatever, at a certain speed, you're going to see, okay, where on the screen is that person? But you're hoping that everyone else is like watching their own one. And then when it finishes, then everyone now everyone's like looking around for the other people.
Which is very much like that game that we saw at the end of PAX.
Similar, yes. That sort of inspired me to it a bit as well, where you're trying to hide in that way. But that was literally like, you're trying to get close to them and punch them out or whatever. This is just, I think you're just trying to figure out who they are, and you've got these different techniques to do so. So it comes down to like, how fast can I sort of figure out the color scheme of where I am that I'm going to blend in the best? Mm-hmm. And then what's everyone else doing? Like, it might be a big, like outdoor scene or something, and over here you've got people camping around a campfire and doing different things and then playing hacky sack, and then on this place you've got people swimming in a lake, and it's like, oh shit, okay, I'm on the I think that's me on the like pier near the lake, people, so flick through, put bathers on, and do a go into a dive animation or something, something like that. And if when people are looking around the screen, you're like, the person's got winter gear on at the lake, and they're skiing, like, or they're flying a kite, like something that doesn't, something incongruous, basically.
I was almost thinking that this could also work as like one of those games where you've got, it's a local catch co-op sort of stuff, where you've got the main screen showing that one view, but on your phone you've got like, here's your approximate location, here is like, and you can sort of see,
well, you've almost got a zoomed in view of yourself.
You got a zoomed in view of yourself, and you can choose your outfits that way.
Oh, well, actually that could be interesting. Maybe it's sort of almost the flip side of that. The start of it, each person only gets the view on their phone, and they get a little view of what's around them. And then, like, you can select your outfits and stuff. And then when everyone's done, okay, now the full scene comes up on the screen. Mm-hmm. And maybe then you're like controlling your little cursor around on it or something to get zoomed in views of elsewhere. And try to figure out then, okay, which of these is not quite right? Yeah. Yeah, that actually works a bit better. Having that ability to, the hidden information thing is what was needed there for sure.
Yeah, and that way you don't have that whole, I'm trying to find my character. Instead, you can...
No, you see them on the screen, but you don't know where they're going to be in the larger scheme of things. And you don't get I think you don't get a really good view of who's around them. So you could do the wrong animation or like do the wrong outfit that doesn't, it sort of looks like it maybe should have fit, but then it doesn't. Mm-hmm. That's cool.
That really is.
Yeah. All right, Trevor, what 3 words?
Distraction, scholastics, nods.
Okay. Is this... I went to people cheating in a test or something through like nodding at each other to like make a distraction or as just like a code of some sort.
A nodding based code.
With just a little, the little nod is like, yeah, do it, okay, yeah.
Now I'm picturing, 13 kids, like they look from one to the other. Just
just nods, just nods, nod. I think I've been listening to the old episodes too much because my ideas are going a bit stupider than they have in a while. I was thinking, like, what if you're physically controlling the head with your thumbstick for the nods?
Now that just makes me want to have, instead of it being like, sort of primary school aged or whatever, now I want it to be like a lot younger, like a pre-kinder sort of thing where they can't
it's
quite
like
control
keeping your
their
heavy head up.
Like,
I don't know that we need to justify it. I was thinking like college age kids or like uni.
Oh yeah, I mean they haven't,
or high school.
They haven't. Well, college age kids. You've got basically they're all hungover and they're like nodding off to sleep. So you got to try and keep their head up.
Yeah, I don't know if there's much there, physically keeping someone's head up.
What?
Like focusing on the test, doing the nods to the other people for your plan that nobody can remember because you all got drunk the night before.
What if it was more around, in order to cheat on the test, because you know that you're not going to get these answers, but you can cause different distractions to be able to cheat on the test and be able to, get out of here. And the idea is it's a puzzle game, basically, of working out how to actually cheat on this test, and then there's another test, and different teachers have different...
Right, so every test you're in like a different classroom, you've got some different potential distractions around, and it's sort of figuring out maybe even figuring out who has the answers, like who's the smartest around you, in some, like figuring that out in some way.
Yeah, so it's all about, like, there could be the same kids there, but Martin Prince is only good at, like, English
subjects too,
and then
I like this. Maybe this is a bit of more of a narrative thing then, where the main gameplay is these puzzles, but you've got like almost visual novel stuff in between where you can choose who to talk to. It's like, I need to find out like more information about, Jim Bob. What are they good at? What are they bad at? Can they be a potential source of distractions, or are they just a potential source of answers?
Ooh. This could actually be, this particular day is the day of tests. And when you go through it for the first time, you fail every single test.
Okay.
And then you wake up the next day and it's a Groundhog Day situation.
You've got a Groundhog Day situation,
and you then have the opportunity to start sort of working out, okay, if I skip this test in the morning, then I can find out, something about these people, or I can set up something for the next test, so I can find out the answers to this test.
I wonder if we can have something in there about, to sort of progress forward in a day, you have to pass a certain number of tests, or you have to pass like, and that number might increase over time, right? So that they can't just, I'm just going to skip every test, talk to everyone, like get all the information up front, and then like ace them all the next day. You almost have to balance that up by,
it could be one of these things of, like in Deathloop, where the first time you go through, you're not able to do it all because there's one perfect way. You can't talk to everyone because, at the same time that something's happening, there's 3 people that are available that you have to be able to talk to on different days.
Yeah.
So, and even then, like, if you cause too many distractions, you get kicked out of the class and you can't pass that test.
You can't. Well, and I wonder I think if you skip too many tests as well, maybe you just you can't go back to the school or something. Like, we're forcing them to at least attempt most of the tests in a day to put some of the knowledge to use and experiment. Basically, it's like, okay, well, I'm going to try cheating off, this woman here. Because she said something earlier that seems smart. I haven't got to really talk to her yet, but we'll just see what happens. But then, she dobs you in or something, you just get more information that way as well within the actual test.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. And so you end up with these, mental dossiers on all the different people in the class.
Once you actually have the test sort of aced, you may be able to, read off something. It's not going to change the next day. It doesn't change the next day. Or if it does, then there's something else going on with this thing, and you're actually going through... Well, that could be an
interesting little twist, actually. You get to the point where you're acing 3 tests every time because you just know the answers, and then, the next day they've changed. It's like, what?
Just one of them has changed. And
maybe it's like a Palm Springs situation. There's someone else in the loop. Turns out there's someone else in the loop with you, and when certain things happen, it alters. Oh, it's the teacher. Right. Okay. So when they realise that you're the one, they change the test up. That's pretty funny. I don't know how you resolve that though, so that you can eventually pass it, or is it a Groundhog Day situation where by the end of this all you've actually learnt all of the content well enough that you can pass any test that they put in front of you? All of this was just a way for you to actually learn things.
Yep. What I kind of like school. Is, and it's something that I haven't really seen done too much, but when you first started trying to read and you would, or if you look at a word that you've never seen before, it just looks like gibberish.
Yeah.
But as you learn it, it's like, it'd be good if, all of a sudden it became sort of a little bit more like, oh, I recognize that word that, and it's...
Right.
You couldn't have recognized it at the start because it's literally gibberish, but as you've learnt things, like, it becomes more English or more of the language that the game is in.
Yeah, that it becomes clearer. Or you do it with some sort of, like iconography or
it's just stops being blurred. Like, it's all
Yeah.
blurry until, this word has now come out, and you've learnt enough about that.
Or it's like moving around on the page or something. Like it's shifting about to the point that you physically can't.
Yeah, because like,
make sense of it.
Almost that your character's dyslexic, and that could be quite interesting as well.
Yeah, that's cool.
That is really cool. Ben.
Yeah.
What 3 words?
Swam, highlighters, bicycle.
Ooh, okay.
There's some sort of like triathlon involved.
It's a triathlon, but instead of the running, they've just got like it's exam preparation, and you're doing highlighting.
Well, maybe we take highlighting because we just did a school one day. Maybe we take highlighters to be like highlighting particular competitors or something, or like some sort of mechanic around.
Instead of you playing the being in the triathlon, you're controlling the broadcast.
Okay,
and it's all about engagement. So, it doesn't just have to be this sort of thing, but if you stay on one person, or if you just stay on the leader for the entire time, people are going to switch off. This is you
want to find the dramatic moments.
So it's almost like you've got like another wall of monitors that you can sort of just go, oh look, this person's getting eaten by a shark. Switch over to them, and they're fighting off the shark, and everyone, like, the numbers start rising, and
you see the real time ratings. Yeah, I like that, especially if we do something like it's a wacky.
Yeah,
it's triathlon with weird shit happening all the time.
Oh, quick! We need to switch over to the cycling part because Axe Thrower McGee is swinging axes.
Yeah, you've got all these different characters. Well, then this is another one where you could even have like, these recurring characters. Basically, it's like, okay, who's in this race? Oh, we've got Axe Thrower McGee. We've got Swampfoot Jackson. I don't know what they do, but
they're just a Bigfoot clone, but they've got they're really good at swimming. Swampfoot,
and then you've got Hailstorm, who carries a storm cloud around with her and makes everyone slip over. Makes her. She's terrible at cycling, but in the running, she
literally steps onto the cloud, a la, monkey magic or whatever. And
right.
Yes, we both just did
that's a very specific
reference
there.
That doesn't actually work on an audio medium, but we both...
No, maybe I'll cut in this. Maybe I'll find the actual sound and cut it in and pretend we just did it perfectly.
Yes.
I don't know if it's something you can actually physically do with your mouth. It's probably a sound effect, so...
God damn, I love that. I loved that show as a kid. So good.
Yeah.
So good. They jump on a cloud and monkey magic.
The music just plays.
Of course,
plays as they're coming. Yeah.
I mean, we've been playing a lot of Fortnite, and earlier this season they had Dragon Ball Z, and you could jump on a Nimbus cloud and go around.
Right.
I just think that this is the monkey magic version of that, and it plays the music as you go.
Yep. Monkey was irrepressible. It jumps out into the thing. Monkey magic. Ooh, monkey magic.
Oh, should we
All right, let's
do another one?
again. Yeah, Trevor, what's 3 words?
Okay. We have monstrously unappreciative vestibules.
Ew.
So, I like monstrously and unappreciative.
Okay. What are some uses of a vestibule, and can we bring that into, like, a monster world of some sort? An antechamber hall or lobby next to the outer door of a building. Okay. Waiting room. Ooh, waiting room. A waiting room full of monsters is an interesting idea.
Yeah, there's something about, like, in everyone's house. You said that a vestibule is like...
It's just any sort of smaller building outside the main building.
Yeah. What if...
Like a lobby or...
What if, you know, in this town, like, every house has a vestibule. But because they've been ignored for so long, they're infested with monsters.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And, like...
So do you play, like, some sort of exterminator?
Yeah. I like the idea of, you know, you have to come in and it's like, oh, you've really been neglecting this vestibule, or really haven't been appreciating your vestibule here.
Well, look, and we don't have to call, like, vestibule's an odd word. What if just, like... so where my mind went to with this was some sort of roguelike, where over time you're learning different things about the different, like, types of monsters, the different biomes, essentially, that they've created within people's garages, cellars, you know, sheds, and each house you visit is a run. But you maybe
they
have
could
to,
be
like,
living in the walls, or they could be in this other one. It's like living under a rug.
But as you go, you start to learn the telltale signs to know what sort of, what sort of weapons to bring in with you, right? Like, you've got a fixed, like, or even just like what loadout to start with. It's like, oh, okay, there's green slime around the garage door, then that means I'm going to come up, you know, against some slime things, so I'm going to bring my flamethrower to start with. And then then obviously it's like roguelike sort of stuff where you might find other weapons, you might find, you know, upgrades and stuff in there. But it's like, what's my starting build based on, you know, your initial investigation. But really then adding in some of the business type stuff as well then, of you being the exterminator. It's like, okay, you're going to, like, quote X amount for the job. You need to pay a certain amount of money to get your equipment or whatever. But
if you do too much damage to the place, that comes out of your pay. So it's sort of like, you got paid $1,500 for the job, but you did $2,400 worth of damage, so you're paying them $900. Like,
you owe them money now. Yeah, for sure. And then that can really, like, as you obviously unlock things and get more money or better, upgrade your weapons. I guess it's not technically a roguelike necessarily, but it's run based in that way, that in between you're upgrading things and, like, buying things and spending money.
Yeah, I really like the idea of, you know, you go in searching this place. I'm picturing a first-person view, because there's something about, like, they're saying, it sounds like there's something happening, you know, in the attic space. So you have to sort of poke your head up, like, in there.
For VR, actually.
And you see, you know, shadows.
I like the idea of in VR, like, actually physically lifting your head, like lifting up the attic door and having to peek over the top and look around. Like, maybe there is an aspect of not quite stealth, but like they'll run. Yeah, if you get in there, and like it could be really trap based gameplay and stuff. And if you don't have like a sticky trap or whatever that you can throw in there, you just have to sneak up, because otherwise they're going to run. And you're not going to get most of them.
Yeah.
It's going to take you longer. You're going to do more damage. You will put yourself more at risk. But if you can launch throw a sticky grenade around into the next room, then, you know, for the 10 seconds, they're all stuck in place and you can fucking execute. Yeah,
I'm wondering what sort of traps you've got. Like, I'm sort of thinking almost along the lines of a Ghostbusters sort of trap, that there are certain things that you can use, like, and you've got different traps for different monsters that you can use after you know, oh, okay, we're dealing with, you know, a roof fiend. So it's like a roof fiend that they literally susceptible to like a sticky trap, like,
yeah.
So you just put down a load of sticky tape sort of stuff, and it gets stuck to it, and then gets wrapped all up.
Well, I think it's almost I guess it depends on how the pace of the gameplay goes, and that would just come through experimentation. But particularly if you're doing in VR, I feel like it's probably like room by room in a very roguelike sort of way. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, how am I approaching this next room? Yeah, whether it is that you're coming into it with traps, and I don't think we go for realistic, like, oh, no. If you're going to a house, like if you're going to a house and there's something in the roof, we're not restricting you to one little roof area. It's like, it's a dungeon, basically, within each space, no matter how realistic that is.
There's something about, like, if you know that this thing is living in the walls and you cut a hole, it's like, it opens up into this massive expanse that,
right. They're in the wall dimension.
Yeah, effectively. And then you're dealing with it in there. You're doing a bit of a run through there, and then as you come back out,
well, that could almost be like a secret, or like one of those, you know, alternate routes or something like that, where, yeah, you can choose to go through that dimension, and you might get more loot that's going to be riskier or whatever.
Yeah.
To hunt down that particular type of creature.
Cool.
That's cool. I like that.
Hey, Ben, last one for today. Nice quick one. What 3 words?
Yeah. Minivans, scratchier, flatbreads.
Ooh, minivans and flatbreads sort of says to me picnic.
Yeah.
And then scratchier is like, did you go fleas through either fleas, or did you get the really shitty picnic blanket that, you know, isn't
the scratchy picnic blanket?
Did you wipe your butt with poison ivy? Like, that's a bad thing.
I hope not. Yeah. Okay, picnics. Picnics is an interesting way to go for a game. What can happen? What happens on a picnic that you could gamify? Is it like about planning for the picnic? Are we like simulating what happens at a picnic? Is it about keeping the kids safe?
Yeah, I keep on coming back to that game that I played a little while ago, Think of the Children, where the children can sort of get off and do weird things.
Or is it just a really chill picnic simulator? Is it like one of these things where you just get to kind of plan it out a bit? You get to pack your picnic bag in like picnic basket really nicely. Everything fits in well if you do it right. And then you get to choose your spot. And then it's just this nice like vistas and the sounds of kids playing, and you chose a spot down near the creek, and so you got water going. And we kind of, we do simulate a bit of the things that happen. But actually, like, there's no danger. It's just, like, chill. It's just, like, it's just an experience.
I think if you did it right in VR, that could actually be, like...
Yeah, I feel like there's a room for, like, sort of wholesome content, you know? Calming.
And then, you know, in each place, there can be little secret things of...
Yeah. Yeah, you can go for a wander.
Did you find the cave behind the waterfall? Because in there was, you know, an old pirate grave and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah, and it's just like, it's just sort of, it's just finding these little Easter eggs and little parts of the scenery with no danger, no risk.
Did you see the vista? Like, when you go through the pet cemetery and you sort of go up onto the mountains and
then you look over the, you know, destroyed city of whatever, and That could be. I mean, see, now we're going past the wholesome stuff, but I do like the idea of you're never actually in danger, but there's all this environmental storytelling of what's come before.
Yeah.
That you can seek out and find while your kids are like playing in the creek. And yeah, you you come across an old like newspaper of the alien invasion.
And it's I love the idea of, you keep on calling back to different Stephen King properties and all this sort of stuff.
Stephen King, okay. Yeah.
I mean, I was sort of seeing, you pick up the newspaper and find out about, the super cold that went across the world, and
the super flu. Yeah, what do they call it, Mister Captain Snaps?
I don't remember.
Spitz.
I don't remember what it was. We're talking about the Stand.
The Stand, yes.
Captain Trips.
Trips, yeah, Captain Trips. Cappy T. Yeah, sure. It's a secret Stephen King love letter to Stephen King. Why not?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Chris and the Super Flu, Captain Trips. Yeah, I remembered.
You come across a rabid dog, but it's
already dead.
You see the Needful Things store, but it's closed.
Yeah,
but there's some cool stuff in the window.
Yeah.
It's a big dark tower in the distance.
It kind of phases in and out, like
yeah.
It's not quite on our plane.
Okay, that's fine.
I really fucking love that idea. Anytime that I can bring Stephen King in.
Yeah, he's got a rich history of characters and things there. Ideas. All right, I think that's it. I think that's the end of our episode. So. Yeah, if you'd like to find us online, go to podchaser.com/bitstorm. All of our stuff is there. All of our previous episodes. Leave us a review. Let us know what you thought.
If you like the music that we play at the start and end of each episode, that is the song Matt defines off of the album Containment Failure by the band Kuradust. Find it at kuradust.bandcamp.com.
We're now on Mastodon. If you're trying to escape Twitter, I think I put the link on the Podchaser site, so you can go there, or otherwise you can search for Bitstorm on mastodon.gamedev.place, which is where we've kind of landed there. It's a fun little community.
A lot of the other gaming podcasts seem to be going up to Hive. So
yeah, I don't know about Hive. We won't get into that near here, but from what I've heard, it's app only, and anyway,
I do.
There's
like
a lot of
website.
choices. Yeah. Anyway, so thank you again for joining us this week on Bitstorm. I'm Enslinger.
I'm Trevor Scott. Young Jeremy, I caught you cheating on the test 5 loops ago.
What? How do you know about the loops?
Because I've been here the whole time.
Put your little hand in mine.